And hey, hello and welcome everybody. This is Kathryn Perry, the Big Vision Coach, and you are absolutely in the right place at the right time because this is the One Command Money Mindset Master Wealth Circle. And we do this every Tuesday, and we have a little idea, and it is that we are forming a community of people who have a big vision, a hope, a dream, or desire, and they want to be conscious creators and architects of the fulfillment of that dream. That's the one little idea. And then here's the other thing, that we are giving you a place that, one, you can receive support for that, and that we are holding with you the truth that vision that you have that was probably written in your heart, or this big desire that's just flowing out of your soul, that we are witnessing that and holding this space for you to, and saying, yes, it's absolutely possible, and we support you. So the way we do this right now is we get together once a week here on this call, and we do record this. And I'm going to give you a quick little tour of the Facebook group, and then I will tell you a little bit about what we're going to be up to tonight. I'm kind of stretching this part out a bit because we still have some folks coming in, but I want to invite everyone to unmute and give me a big hello. So one second here, let me get over to the participants, and let me unmute everybody. All right. Can I get a big hello? Oh, wait. Yeah, unmute all. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. Hello. Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Here. Hey, guys.
Hey,
welcome,
everyone.
Dawn from New Zealand. Hey, welcome. Hey, welcome, Elaine and Richard and Sue. We've got a cat. We've got a Kathryn, a cat, and a kitty. We've got NJ from in Africa. And we're going to be having some more folks coming on board. So I'm going to mute everyone. But me, there we go. And tonight, here's how it's basically going to flow. Just a quick thumbs up or show of hands. How many people got to see the quick little Facebook Live I did yesterday on answering common questions about the One Command? It was just totally kind of off the cuff, and it is in the group. And let me get out of here. And I answered some things, and then I realized I want to send this out to the Facebook, not the Facebook group, out to the mail list. And then I decided to add a feature. Now look at this. It's because we're on the video. Okay, so take just a second. There we go. It was this one. Oh, thank you, Bari. I'm gonna close that one. So it was this one where you see me kind of talking and babbling along. And but here's the quick tour. So I want to do a little quick tour, and then what I talked about yesterday in answering the common questions was how to really go through the One Command process. So many times people get hung up on what is the right statement, and they tend to kind of rush through it. They're trying to form these words rather than really having a way to connect in with themselves, what their own thoughts and feelings are about what they feel is possible and what they want instead. And that's really what the One Command is for. It's a tool for this self-examination, and we teach you how to use bioscience, use the power of brain waves, and by taking you into the theta brainwave to lower your brainwave so that you can make this statement called the One Command that is specifically designed so that when you're in this lower expanded state and you say, I don't know how and then you state it, it gets brought into your mind a lot faster. Everything in you comes to a pause, and it goes, wait, is this what we're doing now? And then it kind of shifts its focus, and it creates this sense of internal expansion. It expands your sense of what's possible. It shows you what your own thoughts, emotions, programming, your beliefs and habits that need to be shifted. So often, if you think about this, you'll go, well, there's something I want to do. And then you make all the plans, right? Because we're adults, we know how to do this. We get inspired, we make the plans, we start taking action. I mean, there could be a lot of excitement, but then have you noticed that sometimes it feels like there's this big kind of collapse that happens, and then you go, what happened? I kind of lost my footing. You know, you think you wanted to step back, and then you find your way again. And then maybe you just start chugging through it, right? This thing that you want to do. And then something happens. You start noticing that you may start feeling anxious. You start getting some kind of weird, unsupportive feedback from the world. Weird accidents start happening. Weird timing things, like people have heard me talk about here that, man, as soon as that things start really rolling, I have a family member land in the hospital somewhere. I'm kind of related to all these extended families, and somehow something happens in one wing of the family, and it somehow has to roll to my door. Right. And I go, because I'm the caretaker, I'm the backup support. And mostly it goes to my daughter's door, and then I'm the backup support, and that throws me off. So we had to come to some new agreements. But then maybe you work through it, you get closer to it, and then suddenly maybe even succeeded. But you don't feel it. You don't feel successful, or something happens that it gets kind of taken away, and you're going, why does that keep happening? Why do I keep having the same people appear in my life? And that's because there are some unconscious beliefs and programs that are in the way, okay? They are all set up to support you and to keep you safe. And you don't know until you start moving outside of your normal comfort zone that you even have these programs, okay? And a lot of times these weird things will happen, and your family will act up, and things will happen out of the blue. And Bruce Lipton talks about this, and he says this is actually coming from your own DNA strand, your own DNA, and it's affecting your environment, and it's creating this wall, and the intention is to keep you safe within your tribe. Okay, to keep you in the place in the world. But as you know, and I know, and we've all probably heard, that what got you here will not take you there. And as we make that decision that, hey, we are ready to move to something greater, we're ready to have a different experience. It might just be, you know what, I'm not going to just let life roll over me anymore. I'm not going to just accept that things have to be a certain way. I'm not going to accept that this is how I have to make money. I'm not going to accept that this is the level I have to settle for my relationships. I'm not going to accept that this is what I have to do because of my age, that this is who I have to be because of past experiences. I'm not going to accept that. And the moment you maybe even get a little rebellious, which I love rebels because I'm very rebellious, the minute you make that decision to have something more or to have things different, this sets off a whole chain of events. And then as you are starting to make these changes, you really don't know what the next step is. So what happens is your unconscious mind rolls backwards to the past to what you know about it. And what it does to say, well, is this true or not true? Is this right or not right? It checks into your own emotional feedback system. Like, hey, ultimately, it either feels right or it doesn't. And part of working with the One Command, you have to kind of plan on things feeling weird and feeling a little uncomfortable for a time as you adjust your neurology. And this is a lot of the deeper teaching that goes beyond, hey, say these, do these 6 steps, roll up your eyes, pop it out, and here it's going to come. you need to understand where you're coming from, why we're doing the process, and how do we, how do we go do these next steps. So tonight we're going to be slowing it down a little, and I'm going to be walking you through some things so that you can think about what it is that you are consciously creating. So I'm going to check back on the chat because I just want to make sure that people, if I can put myself back on big screen. Yeah, let me do that. Pin video. There we go. There we go. That may be better. Okay, thank you. Joe says, oh, Joe is here. Hi, Joe. She says, always talk about being the invisible rubber band around my wrist. That's it. It goes pop back, come back, right? So let's take a look around, and then I'm going to take you through the process tonight. We're going to focus on one thing that you really want to create, and I'm going to walk you through it. And the foundation for this is in this video that honestly was straight off the cuff. I mean, when I look at it now, I go, oh my gosh, I think I actually dropped words. I had incomplete sentences, but it was just coming out so fast. I may have missed some points. So this would be a good place for you to, go, oh wait, Kathryn, what is that? Or give some feedback or clarity, or if you have your own example, that helps me. Deal, are we all in? Is this, if this sounds good to you, and this would be beneficial to you, do me a favor, you can either type in the chat bar or give me a thumbs up, okay? All right, so right quick, I want to walk you through the One Command, the TSC Money Mindset Mastery Facebook group, because we have, guys, right now we are so close to hitting that 300 mark. We have 289 members. This is our first month, and really I have not done a ton to really market this. This has just been kind of connecting into our regular network. I really wanted to spend my time getting the foundation laid this month, but thanks to everybody who invited friends and to join the group. And if you want to invite members, it's over here on the right side, and you can actually invite your friends. What will show up is what shows up like on mine, and my friends showed up here, okay? So your friends will show up there, and that's where you can invite them. Over here in the left-hand side, you can always check on our latest announcements. If you've ever go, it's Tuesday night, or if there's a webinar that we have and it looks like we're not here, like this last Saturday, I had planned on doing a webinar and I was not able to for reasons beyond my control. So we, I posted a little note there, but if there's ever a change, this is the best place to come look, is here in the announcements. And we always have events. I've got a couple of events coming up that I'm kind of excited about. I don't want to say anything yet, but I'm really excited about them coming up. They're both virtual boot camps. And then I have a live boot camp coming up at the end of July. And so I'll have those all posted. Here in videos is where you can catch all the past Commanding Wealth Circles and our little webinets that we do. Like every Wednesday, we have a webinet that we try to talk about one subject. I realize I'm really wanting to teach some more things because I've been doing too much in the webinets, but we're going to make sure that we get those answered. But this is where you can come back and check in on past videos. And I want you to check in on the files, because I even have some files from the past, the old Commanding Wealth Circle, and a ton of videos there. We've got 4 parts to formatting the One Command. We've got a Mastering the One Command PDF that answers a ton of questions. And then we got just some different articles, and this is where you can find some information in most of those common questions. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and come back over here, and let's get on with this. Let me get into presentation mode. All right, let's see. There's not ever a good place to put this. Maybe I need to design this a little differently. Okay, great. All right, so welcome to the group. We said our hellos, and tonight we want to slow it down, okay? There we go, because we want the slides to show. Tonight we're going to slow it down a little bit. I know I am a visual person. I'm a fast talker, and we have an hour together, and I always invite people to listen faster. And I have a Texas accent. I don't know if any of y'all caught that, but I got a Texas accent, which means I have to translate from my Texas way of thinking into regular English. And so if I say things that, or maybe I use an expression or a phrase that doesn't make sense to you, or you need some clarification, hey, just hit me up in this chat, and we'll go ahead and go from there. So we're talking about this one command process, right? We have seen this statement before where we say, I don't know how and then we state what we want, and I only know it so now, and I am fulfilled. And this is the number one place that people tend to put their attention. And I would say it is important on what it is that we're stating, because there is power and life in our words. And the first question that people ask is, should I state the one command out loud, or should I state it quietly? And I hate to tell you this, but it's a little of both. When I really want to go deep, I make sure that I go through the 6-step process really slowly, and then I will make the statements out loud. And then sometimes as I'm hearing myself say them, then I'll notice, oh, I've got something going on, okay? And I can, it kind of starts this conversation, all right? But it also works to state it silently in your head. So like if I'm working for you, I hear somebody's microphone. It looks like everybody's muted, but I know I'm hearing some background noise. Okay. So if I'm working with someone, I will have them silently follow along as I make this statement. Okay. So that's the first question that a lot of people ask. And I already in the, where you saw me talking, and there's the Facebook Live, I answered the 4 big questions. Be sure and check that out. All right. So here's kind of like some of the side teaching that goes with the one command. And it may help to have some notes. This is being recorded. I will make the slides available to you. I didn't have time to create a separate document for this. But the steps go this way. 1, what are you commanding for? And so often people will say, Kathryn, I need to make more money. What is the command? And so the command is, I don't know how I have more money. Okay? That's pretty simple, right? But they go, Kathryn, what is the right command to make more money, except I don't want to work harder for it? Because back in the days when I was a coal miner and then my daddy told me, and I'm really tired, and I have to pause them from the explanation. I say, what is the concern? And they go, well, I don't want to have to work really hard. I don't really have the time or the energy. I know there's a way to generate money in an easier way. So do you realize that they've actually made it, they said the command. Who wants to guess what that command should be? I really want to generate money in an easier way. Raise your hand if you know what that command should be. And I'm going to come over here, chat. Okay. All right, thanks. So right now I'm not getting an answer, but the correct answer is, I don't know how I easily make money. I don't know how I easily generate more money. I only know I do now, and I am fulfilled. We are used to things being really hard, right? And then the other thing is, often we are not clear on what more money is. So we think, well, how much more money? Because it helps to have a number, because a number is a symbol, and your unconscious mind understands symbols, okay? And so for you, when you think about $20,000, you're thinking about, if I have $20,000, I can pay my $5,000 a month monthly bills. I can put $5,000 in savings. I have $5,000 to go have fun with, and then I have, is that three of them? And then then I have $5,000 that I can put to the future, right? We attach all of that, but what your unconscious mind sees is 2, 0. A symbol for a comma, 0, 0, 0. And then it connects to the emotion of the state that you want to be in when you receive it. I mean, think about this. How do you want to feel when you get your money? Do you want to feel happy, or do you want to feel sad at the way it came? Do you want to feel ashamed? Do you want to feel frustrated because you made $20,000, but really you could have made $1 million, but because you didn't have belief in yourself, or think that you had the skills, or you put yourself in the wrong relationship with someone or whatever, you wound up with only $20,000. Breathe into that. So it matters how you want to feel. This is part of why we create gratitude in the 6 steps, okay? So we do an internal check-in on whatever it is that we're commanding for. So we're going to just use this $20,000 as an example, okay? For some reason, for some people, that's nothing. For others, that's the moon, okay? Some people could command easier for $1 million than they can for doubling their income. Okay, so let's say you want to generate a steady income of $20,000 a month, because for you, that's the amount of money you need in order to feel safe, secure, and feel like that will give you the freedom that you need to do the things that make you happier, that you feel are important in your life. This number is as unique as you, okay? So when you think about whatever it is that you want to command for, then you're going to next do the internal check-in. And that means, like, I like to look down. So the way to think about it, the question I ask, like, so when I think about making $20,000, does that feel realistic? And I don't know if this has happened to you, but this happens to me, where I'll go like, yeah, my head's like, I'm going to take off my glasses, guys. You have to pardon me. I've lost my regular computer glasses. Okay. So my head is like, oh, hell yeah. Let's go get that money. Come on, let's go. Because my dad knew how to make money. What he was not good at was keeping money. But money was so easy to make. And so if something happened, you just go make some more. It was no thing, right? So your head might go, well, yeah, of course, I see everyone around me. In fact, I used to make it. Or I read this book and there was 100 testimonials of how people did it. And they were taking those steps. Your head's like, yeah, let's go. But then you want to do it. And all of a sudden there's this kind of like, well, in your heart, you go, well, I don't know if it's right to want that money. I mean, maybe I could get by on less because I don't want to be greedy, but then maybe I have this soul's purpose and I don't want to get focused on money. I mean, I want to do the right thing. Okay. I want to help people. And it just feels icky to think about making money or marketing or learning how to have a sales conversation. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Could I just somehow create a magic closet where money appears? Because I want to stay pure in my intention. Okay. Now, I am not making fun of you. When you hear me making fun of someone, I am talking here, but if that resonates with you, let me know, okay? We play this weird game that we want to be above money, right? But the great masters were never really above it. I love the stories about Jesus when he came to the tax table and they said, okay, you can't pass the road until you pay this tax. And he's walking around all these people, and he's got his little box that they collect along the way, a little bit of money. And the people are first like, oh, what are we going to do? Gosh, if we pay these taxes, we're not going to have enough money. And, oh, gosh, these darn Romans and their stupid taxes, right? So in the story, what Jesus said was, he told one of the apostles, like, hey, go down to the lake, catch a fish, cut open its belly, and our taxes in there. And so in that story, you go, well, you could have just manifested it in its hand, but there had to be an action. But also in this story, Jesus wanted it to be clear what the source was. And you're not always sure about who your source is. And I got a big secret for you. It is you. No matter what you believe about the universe or intelligence or God or where any of this comes from, it still comes through you and your ability to accept it, to believe it, and to take action on it. So it comes through you, and we can give glory and grace and praise to whoever we desire, because it's kind of like if you want, because I'm stumbling here, but think about it. If there was something you wanted to do and a friend came and they gave you a hand, right? And you go like, oh my gosh, thanks. You were I just appreciate you coming. And they're going, well, of course, that's what friends are for. Of course I would come do this with you. Why would I let you do this alone? That's a good friend. Well, I really believe that that's how God is, how Creator is. Well, of course I would help you. Why wouldn't I help you? Well, the only reason God or Creator wouldn't is just based on our belief about whether it wouldn't or wouldn't, whether love will or won't, whether love or greater intelligence or Buddha or higher self. And that comes back to your worthiness, okay? And that's all that worthiness stuff is in your heart, because that's tied into our values and our value of ourself, okay? I don't want to go too far on this. So we go, okay, 20,000, yeah, that's doable. So the mind checks in. But then we might go, well, I don't know, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being a hell yeah, and 1 being, there's not much interest. Or I don't feel this is much very possible at all, if any. How realistic does this seem, right? Okay. I don't know. When I think about manifesting $20,000, I feel like I could do it, even though maybe I've done it in the past, but I kind of feel blank around it. So right now I'm just going to say a 6. Maybe actually a 5.5, right? But it's not a 0. And that's enough to where you go, I know I want to feel more. Okay. And the reason we're doing this is we are creating distinctions so that we have a new way of thinking about our own internal experience about what we're creating. Okay. The other way that we can check this, and there's a ton of ways, everybody's got their own ways. I kind of like this way. I will actually say, yeah, I have $20,000 in my bank account. Does that feel true or not? And I go, oh, I'm able to create $20,000 in my bank account. I am able. So try it out, right? I am able. It still feels weak. It doesn't feel quite strong. I can do this. I can create $20,000 at my command. And if you notice, it doesn't quite kind of hit the mark, those old things where you go to the old-timey fairs and there's that strongman contest, and then they have the big hammer, and the guy is supposed to hit the thing, and then the bell goes up, and the higher it goes, the stronger you are. And when it hits that top bell, it goes ding, 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 ding. Well, as you're kind of hitting it with that verbal check, it's not quite going all the way up. It doesn't quite feel true. It doesn't feel like a lie, but it doesn't feel quite true. Okay, is this making sense? All right. So this is just so we get feedback. Okay. Then we form the command based on what we said we wanted. We go through the six-step process. We do the grounding. We align. And then as our eyes are rolled up, and this is a whole other teaching, I don't want to go into this tonight. As we roll our eyes up and we state the one command, then we let our eyes relax And we allow ourselves to come into this space of what we say expand to an idea even greater than itself. Because when it is right for you, it's right for everyone else. And this also so that it aligns to your values, your purpose, and your mission. And it can come in a way that makes sense for you, but also it takes you out of that needy, selfish mode, that it would absolutely be right that you prosper. Because as you prosper, you're going to enable other people to prosper and grow. As your business prospers, as your relationship prospers, as your health prospers, as your sense of fulfillment and your place in the world increases, this is only going to benefit others, because we've got to bust out that idea that in order for you to have, someone else has to lose. And this nips that right in the bud. Okay? So we allow this to expand. But then what's happening is when we go up, we state the one command, our brain has gone into pause, we are in theta. Then I like to keep I'm visual, and so I don't have to keep my eyes closed. I actually work better if I can look around and get information, because I get this big panorama around me. But if you're an internal, quieter person, it may help you to keep your eyes closed, okay? It may help you to kind of silently contemplate maybe some notes. You want to make notes because you're more of an active thinker. And that's what writing is. Writing is active thinking. So whatever works best. And then this is where those, what we could call considerations, distinctions, or add-ons, where we go, you know, I did say, I don't know how I'm making $20,000 a month, but now I'm in this expanded state. I realize what I really need in order to fulfill this dream, this thing that I really want to do, it really needs to be 40. Or, so I'm going to expand it. So it's like, I don't know how I easily create $40,000 a month. I only know I have $40,000 a month now, and I am fulfilled. Or, right, so here's whatever idea comes in, then you meet it immediately with a command. But then you go, okay, I want $40,000. $20,000 is good. And I want it to come to me in a way that feels easy and natural. Or as it comes in, I want to create a steady flow of that. I don't want money just one time. So you go right back up. And what did you say? I want to create a steady flow. So your command is, I don't know how I create a steady flow of $20,000 a month and more. I only know I do now, and I am fulfilled. So every time you kind of come back to this expand, and you're kind of observing, you're noticing thoughts, ideas, feelings, then immediately whatever idea comes in, you meet it with the one command. And then finally, there's add-ons. So that was kind of like that first one. We said, oh, 20, no, it needs to be 40. But then we could even add on, you realize, oh, I don't actually have the right place to do this. So I don't know how I have the right place to work. I don't know how I have the right tools, whatever idea comes in. I don't know how I have the right help and support. And then what's happening is your unconscious mind is starting to say, okay, I want to do that, but I've already run up against a limiting thought or idea. How do you want to deal with this? Okay. Then you might think, oh, my family is not going to support me, or my husband won't understand, or, oh my gosh, if I get too successful, I might get audited. I mean, just weird ideas, fears come in. So I don't know how, as I grow and prosper, my ability to face challenges or increases, or I don't know how I have a loving, supportive family who believes in me and supports my dreams. I don't know how my relationship with my husband or my wife only grows stronger through this experience. I only know it's so now. And you just stay with it until you feel peaceful. And you just keep coming back to this observe. And when I'm in the observe and when I'm with my clients, I have them witness, look at, picture, visualize, or imagine that it is coming in. And for me, it looks like a digital download. Okay. But also, I've seen furniture and cars and money fly in. I've got suddenly like a little flash of my intuition. Back in April, when we did the One Command 5-Day Money Mindset Challenge, one of our participants, Pia, said, I'm going to command for $500. And so we were all excited because she said, oh my gosh, I just, out of the blue this week, I've gotten this check that's a refund that has nothing to do with anything. And it's $498. I'll take it. And then I'm saying, because all of a sudden this idea flashed up where I said, that's the way it works. Assets that you didn't even know that you had, people gift you, but sometimes it's refunds, or sometimes there's a bill that's discounted. Like we've had debts suddenly get eliminated with the One Command. And then she said, wait, I just opened the other letter. I just got another letter that said my auto insurance has gone down $500 for the year. So we are getting clues, and we got to slow it down. Okay. So then we go into this space of actively receiving. And when we're in this active receiving, we like to create this sense of gratitude and appreciation. Let me check in here. Oh, Wanda saying awesome. And Joe saying, I love that it works better for you with your eyes open. That's what works for me. Okay, and Richard's asking me to explain about the whole brain posture. Richard, that's kind of a different, a longer explanation. So I'll talk about that later, okay? But yeah, it's very powerful. So when we're receiving, guys, I want you to understand this is a piece that a lot of people kind of rush over. They go, oh yeah, receive. Yeah, I'm going to get it. But you actually want to be in this space of active receiving. And as I said before, how do you want to feel as you receive it? Okay. Oh, and so that's why we create this space of gratitude and appreciation, excitement. And then it tricks your brain into going, oh, it's already here. But then this allows your unconscious mind to say, okay, here's what I want. Here's how I'll know I have it, because I will have this feeling. And it's not going to bring you anything unless it brings that feeling, because then that's how it knows to match. Okay. And that will also direct your thoughts and your attention to the things that are the match for that. You're actually encoding your brain on what to search for. And it does affect your levels of consciousness. It increases your magnetization. It raises your energy, your vibration. And you start walking around in this kind of peaceful state. But then there's kind of this expectancy. But here's how you know if you've done it right. You feel detached, because in the command where we state, I don't know how, I only know it's so now, and I am fulfilled, there's this confidence that you know that whether it happens or not, you're going to be okay. And however it happens, it's going to be perfect, because the fulfillment ensures that you get the learning and the enjoyment and the blessings of the experience along the way, whatever it is. And so that puts you in this more neutral, open space to your expectancy. I mean, it's horrible walking around going, I commanded for $10,000. I don't know when it's coming down. I'm going to check my email. I'm going to check the mail. I'm going to, oh, when is it here? I don't know. If it could only get here, I just hope it gets here. Maybe I asked for $10,000 and that was too much. Really, I just need 5. If I could just get 4, maybe if I could just get 100, maybe if someone just would send me some coupons, then I'll be okay. Do you hear how that happens, right? How many people start bargaining before anything's even giving a chance, right? Who are you bargaining with? They go, I mean, could you imagine going into a business meeting or meeting anyone? And I go to the grocery store, and they go, okay, it's $7.95. You got a pack of hamburger meat. It's $7.95, and you're going, okay, well, it's $7.95. I really want this, and maybe that's too good a deal. I know you're offering it, and there's a lot going on, but I don't know. Maybe I should pay 8. Is 8 with that? Well, maybe 10. I don't know. And you go, why are you offering to pay more? Why are you giving away something to where there's already this agreement? It's already stated. They said what they wanted, and you said okay. What if the universe is the same way? You said, here's what I want, and it said okay. What if that's true? What would it be like to walk around in that sense of peace and knowing? And you're going to keep doing these commands until you get to that neutral, peaceful place. Well, I asked, I don't know how it's coming. You can't know right now because everything you've done up until this point is to create this reality. That's what you know how to do. And there's this other way of being that you aren't quite sure how to get there. And in between, there's the I don't know, but there's the open potential. The moment I have to do this because it's opposite. So that minute where that open potential of this thing you commanded started opening and the way started being made. And then we let there be love. We let there be appreciation. And then we check and then we just kind of walk around in this positive expectancy and we start acting as if it's done. Okay? So we've actively received, we say thank you, bringing it in. And then we come back to that internal check-in again, like here at number 6 is where I am. We would go back up here. So you'd say, all right, we've done the command. Now, when I think about being able to generate 20,000 a month, having a steady flow of 20,000 a month, does that feel realistic? Yeah. Is there any part of me that feels resistant? Like maybe I shouldn't do it. Do I feel that guilt? No. Do I feel any worry or fear like my family may get rid of me or people may try to kill me if I have this? No, absolutely not. I feel more powerful and aligned to it. Great. Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, when you think about creating or attracting or manifesting $20,000 a month or more, how realistic on a scale of 1 to 10 is like, I don't know, one's kind of, right? And then 10's like, oh, hell yeah, this is a done deal. I'm still not sure how it's going to happen, but it's happening. People are either going to have to get on board or get out of the way because, baby, this is on. This is a Texas thing. So, but I think everybody knows what I'm saying. And then you would do the verbal check. And you might say out loud, I am easily generating 20,000 a month or more now. Does that feel true? And it might be like, yeah, it does, but it doesn't feel set in. Or it might feel like, yeah, or it may still feel blank. Wherever that is, just notice it. And you want to kind of keep checking back with it. And the way you do this is it helps to have a little journal. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But you kind of keep checking with it. Maybe you'll do one command. And you don't have to just do one command with your eyes rolled up. If I notice that my stomach feels funny, I'll look down into my stomach and I'll go, well, there's a part of my body that's arguing with this. There's some memory in here. There's some idea that I'm holding there. So I'll look down into my belly or my leg or my elbow, whatever's acting up, and I will look right at it and go, I don't know how. I'm easily and confidently generating 20,000 a month or more. I only know I am now, and I'm holding my elbow. Okay. Our memories do not live inside our head. All of our programming, it's our whole body. Our body is our whole mind, but our body is not our mind, is the saying on that. So we've done the internal check-in, and then we make sure we take time for quiet reflection. And this is important because this is where the answers start coming in. So often we're rushing off to the next thing. Now, sometimes I've done commands, just pop them off and then boom, it happens and I'm on and I'm just like, let it go. But if you're really wanting to make a shift in what you believe is possible and you really want to create this big space that's being held, you want to just tune in and start thinking about, that $20,000, because your unconscious mind is already going to work for you in bringing you ideas. Okay, and opening possibilities, and a whole bunch of ones may come in, and it's not necessarily the right one. but just be present and notice, and then something will land. And when it feels right in the way that when something's right for you, always feels right. And when it's right, you're knowing the way you always know that's what the truth is shows up. Okay, you already have a built-in system for self-reflection. What you've done is you've added simply new parameters on how to consider a new idea about what's possible for you. Okay, so just very quickly, I want to go through this next thing. So on the inspired action, you want to be prepared to take the 7th step. It helps to keep a journal of your daily commands. Like I live with spiral notebooks, and I like to write down when things got manifested, and write down any ideas or insights that may arrive. And after commanding, you're very much in the same state you feel like when you wake up after a dream. So you got to write it down before you lose it. So you want your journal notes, I suggest that it's this way. That one, you list the commands that you made, date it, and then leave a blank space for when did you receive it. Okay, and what this does is this creates that vacuum, so that nature hates that. It says, oh, this is an open question. This also raises your expectancy. So when did I receive it? And it doesn't matter if you go, I did this 3 months ago and it didn't happen. I've had things that took 2 or 3 years, but it helps to stay with that. And then I make notes about what ideas or insights came up. And then what action do you take to support the command? And that could be something directly related to the thing you commanded for, but it can also be a walk. It can be preparing for your success. It can be cleaning your house, but the right thing to do, some action, so that you can say, I'm going to go ahead and take a walk so that this will turn on the command, so that this will embed it. You're linking this action plus this idea together. Okay, so I'm going to open this up. This is a deeper teaching. We are still going to have time to do the commands, but right now, are y'all with me? Richard, I'm so proud of you. He says he's taking computer lessons and doing commands to improve his comprehension and applications. So I love that. So any questions or comments? Are y'all with me? Is this helpful? Let me know. I want to get some feedback. I'm going to throw it open right now. Wanda's saying yes, thumbs up, any ahas or anything? Okay. One new message. Yes. Okay. How often do you command? Like for a particular thing? All right. For the thing that you commanded, you only have to do it once. But you may want to do more commands to kind of remind yourself and re-anchor yourself mentally and emotionally. That's more just to give that support. But once you make the command, it's done. In the little article I sent out today, yeah, that same command. But what I'm suggesting, the way to think about it is more like a mind map, and notice what considerations come up and be present to those. Okay? All right. Sue, it was helpful and it was great to slow it down. Yeah. So you want to spend a little time with this, and we do commands quick, we do them slow. Asara and I will be making plans, and next thing we know, we run up against some limit, and we might even notice we're kind of going back and forth on an idea, because there's the way she thinks we should and there's the way I think we should, and then we're kind of discussing it, and then let's just do a command on it so we can get this thing figured out, and that we get aligned, we do a command, and then we move on. Okay, so great. Who is ready to do some commands? Who's ready? Are we in? All right. So I'm not going to help you individually with your commands tonight. I think you've had some time to think about what it is that you want to command for. And we're going to kind of follow this format a bit. We're going to go over probably about 10 minutes. I hope that's okay. If you got to jump off, I understand. But think about what it is that you're commanding for. You've probably done an internal check-in, because I've been kind of hypnotizing you as we go along. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and align heart to heart. And the Master Creator in me greets the Master Creator in you. And in this place, let there only be love between us. And I'm just going to invite you to focus your attention on your heart. And in this space between us, let there only be love. So wherever you are in the whole wide world, I just love that. There's this light of love between us. I'm here in Fort Worth, Texas, by the way. And then right now on the call, we have a dozen or so people, and then there's going to be a lot of other people listening later. So let's go ahead and just form a circle of light as we support one another. And then there's another circle of people that maybe we haven't met yet, people we haven't been aware of, maybe our angels, spirits, guides, however you think about that. People in history. But there's already so much love and support for you right now. And there's one idea, and that is your success. Whatever it takes for you to feel happy and fulfilled. And so right now, just feel this circle of support surrounding you. Coming back to your own body, to here and now. Just picture, visualize, or imagine that you're like a tree as we ground, and that you are connected to the earth. And there's a couple of ways you can ground. You can picture that you have these long energy roots connecting into the earth, or you can also just imagine that there's a beautiful little stream, or maybe you're by the ocean or river. And there's just some place you can put your feet in the water and feel the movement of the water. This is probably the fastest way to ground, is just picturing, visualizing, imagining your feet in water. And just feel that cool, refreshing energy start to come up through your body. And as that energy is starting to come up through your body, I want to just invite you to become aware of the top of your head, and there's the crown chakra, and just feeling your connection to source coming down to the top of your head like a pole of light, coming down, and it's coming down 2 channels either side of your spine, and just feel that pole of light connecting all the way to the center of the earth. Feel your body aligning to that higher vibration. And feel that energy start to mix and mingle with that earth energy and your own energy as you bring your attention to your heart and you align to your purpose. Think about what it is that you want to command for. And just as you're in this space of alignment, do your internal check. Does this feel doable? Like that yes or no? Does it feel right that I ask for this? Yes or no? Do I believe I can do it? Yes or no? It may help you on a scale of 1 to 10. How realistic does this feel? 1 being barely and 10 being, oh, absolutely. Where does that fall? Does this feel realistic or really possible for you? And then finally, as you check in, he might help you to say out loud, I am now generating the money I want. I now have the help, or whatever it is that you want to command for. I now have, or I am now doing, whatever it is. Say that out loud. And just notice, does that feel true or not true or kind of true? Just kind of notice this feeling state. And just observe. It doesn't matter what idea comes up. If some story, some memory pops up, just let it go, because it really doesn't matter. It's just something that's been a tool that you've used in the past to keep you safe, to keep you from leaving the tribe. But it may or may not be true. Just notice it and let it go. Now we're going to roll our eyes up, and like we're trying to look up that pole of light that's connected through the top of our head. And just imagine that your consciousness is floating up out of your body, up that pole of light. The higher you go, the faster you go. And soon you find yourself surrounded by this beautiful black void in space. Break through the darkness into the light, eyes up, into this place of pure, open potential. And now, depending on where you are, state the one command, and state it in a way that makes sense for you, either out loud or quietly. I don't know how and then fill in the blank. I only know it's so now, and I am fulfilled. Take a breath. And now let your eyes relax and just let yourself come to this space of observing that command going out into consciousness, expanding into an idea even greater that serves more good in its fulfillment. And your eyes can be closed or open, or if you want to keep your eyes up, do what feels right for you. Right now, I feel like my eyes want to be up, and I want my eyes to be kind of tilted, probably at about a 75%. That's where it feels right for me to hold my eyes. So now as we're in this space and we're observing, notice what thoughts, ideas, images are coming in. Is there something you wish to add on or clarify or address that will help support this one command being fulfilled? Whatever it is, just roll your eyes up. And if you go, I've never done it before. So your command would be, I don't know how, even though I've never done it before, I'm doing it now. I only know it's so now. Whatever idea is, just flip it into the positive and make it so. I only know it's so now, and I am fulfilled. And just be with that. Let your eyes relax again. And you're observing. In this space, you might picture, visualize, or imagine that you could look down and you could see yourself sitting or standing or wherever you're laying and resting, however it is, however your body's being supported now. You see yourself open and safe. And I wonder how this is going to come in for you. Is it going to be a thought, an idea? Is it going to be words? Is it going to be an image? As you witness that which you've commanded for coming into your life now. It may look like a download. You may get images of you having that which you desire. And if you're not seeing anything, just kind of move yourself in space until you are able to see something. If that doesn't help, then command. I don't know how I get a clear visual or a clear sense of the download happening. Just like if you don't know what to command for, you can say, I don't know how I am forming the right command. I only know I am forming the right command now, and I am fulfilled. One of my favorite commands is, I don't know how the right words are put in my mouth. I only know I am speaking my truth now. Powerfully, honestly, authentically, now, and I am fully supported in that, and I am fulfilled. That's what I need. I need to have that feeling of whatever it is, I am supported. So what's coming in, what are you noticing? What are you seeing? And now how do you want to feel as you receive this? So go ahead and create this feeling of gratitude or appreciation or excitement or feeling blessed, feeling honored or cherished, feeling powerful, feeling strong. However it is that you want this feeling to be as you receive it, as you make it come into real reality, this dimension that we're calling reality. Right now, create that feeling in your own body. And I like to be in this state of gratitude. And whatever it is, I like to say, yes, yes, that way. That's what, and I start actively encouraging, yes, yes, that. I like that. I want that. Oh, yeah, that's good. And now, just as you're creating the state, now feel yourself coming into your own body, this higher vibration. And as you are this higher vibration, now just allow what we call this unwinding and rewinding. Allow your physical body to make its adjustments. Allow it to let go of what it needs to let go of. What thoughts, habits, ideas, what family programming. Just let it go. We're going to let it unwind all the way down to the DNA level. And as these new ideas come in, we're going to allow everything to adjust and align to it. Yes, and this could take a little time. So just be present with it. And even if you have to end it, know that there's nothing that can stop this from happening for you. So bring your attention back to your heart. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Woo. Isn't that lovely? Yeah, it sets that in deeper, like slowing it down to get more, right? To have to go faster, slowing down to get faster. Yeah, there we go. So now we've received, and now check back in on what it is that you're commanding for. And now when you think about, here on the internal check-in, does this feel possible? Does this feel right? Yes or no? Notice now on a scale of 1 to 10, if it was a 3 before, is it a 4 or is it a 9? What number would you say on this possibility? And then do the verbal checks like, oh yeah, I'm absolutely able to. And then state what it is, or I have now, or it's done. Just notice. But say it again, what you said before, and notice how it feels. And I like to check in. Does it feel true now? Okay. Then you'll want to have some time after the call for some quiet reflection. And then be spending some time after the call, just make some notes. And like I said, I'll post this so that you can get the format down, okay? Or screenshot it. Maybe that'll help you. But think about the commands that you made. When did you receive it? What insights or ideas came up? And what action do you need to take in order to support the command? And then there may be some other questions or some other things that you observe. This is for you. This is not the School of Kathryn or the School of Asara or the School of the One Command that says this is thus and let it not waver. This is about you meeting yourself in an open, loving way to say, is that what you want? Well, is that how you want it? Okay, let's make it so. So that you are in this new level of agreement with yourself in your greatness and your potential. And I would love to get your feedback tonight. And it helps out. I think it will help the people who are not part of the call to kind of know, hey, what did you learn? What did you get out of the call tonight? I'd really appreciate it if you could take some time to share on the page tonight. And as soon as the video is ready, I'll get it posted. But I always love to get whatever feedback, like if you have something to share right now, or an aha, like, oh wow, I realized I always argue with what it is that I want. And this time I said, okay. So let me check the chat right quick. Richard's feeling euphoric. Sue's saying that was delicious. Yeah, I enjoyed this with you guys. Okay, thank you so much. Hey, if you have got this video somehow and you're not already a member of the One Command Circle on Facebook, please be sure and join us. We have the Facebook page that's the One Command Money Mindset Mastery. But then we also have the circle. I've got some exciting things that I'm announcing soon. And Ande gave me an idea, and I realized this may be helpful for some people, and so I'm going to be posting about that. Let me check here. Love ya. Thanks, Kathryn. That was great. Oh, man, thank you. I appreciate you all. So I'm going to go ahead and end it tonight. Hey, well, only went 5 minutes over. That's not bad. So I hope to heavens this one got recorded. I thought I started the recording. Okay, it's recording. So until next time, you guys, this is Kathryn Perry, the Big Vision Coach, and I witnessed your mastery. Have a great week. Bye-bye.